Hello, my PokePadawans and TBU fans alike. Welcome to the Battle Union Season 3, Week 1, our first match. The Western Weezings face off this week against the St Louis Chatots and their coach, SinisterSableye. So, you've seen the team. I went through it in the team planner yesterday, team analysis even. And, yeah, I was raring and ready to go for this match. I was confident that I had the chance. I mean, remembering that this is me, you know, not the best track record, but I believed I had a chance. Did I win? Did I lose? Did I get swept? Let's find out, shall we? So, clicking over to the battle. There we go. So he brought Gramble, Pinsir, Skuntank, Heatran, Roserade, and Sandslash. The one thing that I was surprised by was the fact that he didn't bring Starmie, because Starmie was a pain in the backside for me in planning. So I was quite surprised not to see that, but I was confident that Raikou was a pretty safe lead, because we can do heavy damage to Sandslash with HP Ice, and we just Volt Switch out on anything else where we need to. So he opens with Sandslash, because the Raikou lead, in fairness, was probably pretty obvious. So I expected the first turn Earthquake, because again, it's kind of a safe play. You know, you've got Sandslash in, go for the Earthquake. He actually goes for the knockoff. So me going for the Magnet Rise was not as great a move as I expected it to be. So I lose my Life Orb turn 1, which is unfortunate. So I go for the HP Ice next turn. Does just less than half damage. Because it turns out this thing is Assault Vest. He goes for Stone Edge, gets some more damage on my Raikou, gets it down to about 50 HP, and I don't want to be staying in and going down like turn 3 to a Sandslash, so I switch out to Gliscor, because Gliscor can wall Sandslash for the most part, and it'll give me a chance to get my Stealth Rocks up, because I really need those to catch Mega Pinsir on the switch-ins, because it's really going to hurt it. He switches at the same turn into Heatran though, and as I set up my rocks, he reveals the HP Ice, which I had no idea he'd be running. Looking back, I should have considered it, because it's kind of obvious. If you've got a 4x weakness on your team, somebody's going to be packing a hidden power for that. And Heatran makes the most sense, because it fears the Earthquake, which will predominantly come from Gliscor, so for it to carry the HP Ice makes sense. Well, anyway, I bring in Raikou, go for the Aura Sphere, get some decent damage off. Heatran finishes off Raikou with a Flame Star, so I've already lost 2 Mons, which is unfortunate. At this point, I remember that I've got Unnerve on Aerodactyl. So I come in, I hit the Earthquake button, and that takes down the Heatran. Now, if I'd brought in the Aerodactyl before instead of switching Raikou in, and gone for the Earthquake, I don't know whether it would have killed, because that was a defensive Heatran. So I don't know whether Earthquake from a banded Aerodactyl would have actually killed it. I haven't calced it. But yeah, I wouldn't have wanted Aero taking that flash down and damage anyway, so it is what it is. So we take down Heatran. He brings in Gramble, gets the Intimidate drop. I don't want Aerodactyl taking a hit from this thing, so I switch in Jellicent because it's the bulkiest thing I've got left. We take a Play Rough, knocks us down to half health. I figure at this point I'll stay in and go for the burn, hoping for a low roll on the second Play Rough, but he actually switches out into Roserade, because the burn's kind of obvious, to be honest. So Roserade catches the burn. This makes absolutely no difference to it, and it turns out that at this point I have absolutely no switch-ins to an Energy Ball. So my best option here is just to leave Jellicent in, allow it to go down, and bring something else in fresh. So I decide to bring in Jinx, because Jinx is my best option against this Roserade. So I go for the Psyshock, thinking I can hit this thing better on the physical side than I can to his special defense. So I click Psyshock, but unfortunately he switches out into his Skuntank. So it completely absorbs the Psyshock, which is unfortunate. This turn I figured I'm probably going to be pursuit trapped, and I don't really want to be switching out just to lose my sash, because that's kind of pointless in the long run. So I just go for a straight up Ice Beam, and he just goes for a Crunch. I mean, I was kind of expecting either Pursuit or Sucker Punch, and he doesn't do either, he just goes for straight up Crunch, which is fair enough. He brings me down to Sash. I get some Ice Beam damage. Not great damage, but not bad damage at the same time. I'll just go for a second one because at this point there's no point trying to preserve Jinx. And I get a freeze. I get the freeze. Could not believe it. I actually apologise to Twitter, to Scott, Sinister over Skype at the time. Because nobody likes freeze. Nobody likes it. So I go for the next Ice Beam. And he holds on with 4 HP. Jinx almost had a kill. He holds on with 4 HP, thaws out that turn, and finishes off poor Jinx with a crunch. Poor old Mrs. Meme. She tried so hard. She came so far. But in the end, it didn't even matter. We nearly had a kill. Never mind. So anyway, at this point, my best option is to bring in Aerodactyl, because the only 2 Pokemon I've got left at this point are Aerodactyl and Mega Absol. So it's not really looking great for us. So I bring in Aerodactyl thinking I can just finish off the Skuntank. And instead of going for a Sucker Punch, if he even had Sucker Punch, he just switches out into Granbull, gets the drop, and I miss a Rock Slide, which turns out to be kind of big later on. So I go for Rock Slide again, we do land it, but then Granbull gets the opportunity to land a Play Rough on us, dealing heavy damage onto Aerodactyl, which is unfortunate, because Aerodactyl doesn't like damage. In all honesty, I'm surprised I lived it. So we managed to take down Granbull with another Rock Slide. But then, because of that Play Rough damage, see, if we hadn't missed that Rock Slide, Granbull never would have gotten that Play Rough up on us. Which means Mega Pinsir would never have been able to come in and kill us with a Quick Attack, because Aerodactyl resists it. Sinister told me after it does 20 to 30% max against Aerodactyl. So, yeah, kind of gutted about that Rock Slide miss, but it is what it is. At this point, I had 2 options with Mega Absol. I could either click the invested Stab Sucker Punch or go for a super effective Ice Beam. I don't think it mattered either way because neither one KO'd. So I just go for the Sucker Punch. I don't know why, I was kind of expecting another Quick Attack, but Quick Attack probably wouldn't have killed. Return makes so much more sense, but I go for the Sucker Punch, don't kill him, and lose to a Return. So that's the match. So yeah, I'm not really that happy with the way I played, to be honest. I mean, I kind of played badly with Raikou and Gliscor. Again, I didn't know the Heatran will be running HP Ice, but in retrospect, I should have considered it. It's kind of obvious, because like I say, if there's a 4 times weakness on your team, somebody's going to be packing coverage for it, and none of those Mons are Ice type. So somebody was going to be packing the HP Ice, and it was most likely going to be his special attackers, Heatran and Roserade. I think he said after the match that Roserade was actually packing the HP Ice as well, so yeah, bit of bad planning on my part there. But other than that, I don't know what else to say. It was a solid match. Sinister played really solidly. I didn't play that well, but let's be honest, I never do. Kind of gutted that Jinx didn't get that kill. That Skuntank living on 4 HP was a bit of a moment. So close. I could almost taste the kill for Jinx. It would have been nice to have had a kill with Jinx in week 1, but it is what it is. It is what it is. So that was week 1 of the Battle Union Season 3 against our opponent, SinisterSableye and his St Louis Chatots. So yeah, all the best to him for the future, with his future matches. Next week we face off against the Dallas Staravias, and Trip, I believe it's Trip, is the coach of the Dallas Staravias. I'll have to check that, but I'm pretty sure it's Trip. Kind of looking forward to that. I've already made a bench swap for this match. I've put Jellicent onto the bench, which a lot of you are probably going to say is a really bad idea because Jellicent was my main defensive mon, but it's fine. Still have Latias. Latias is still there if I need it. You know, I've also got Gliscor if I need it. I might even run specially defensive Raikou, because Raikou's special defense isn't bad. It's like 90, I think. So who knows? Who knows what I might bring? Even I don't know what I might bring. But yeah, I swapped out Jellicent and I brought in the viewer's pick, Chinchino. So I hope you guys are looking forward to seeing the little guy in action, possibly next week, if indeed I bring it. Who knows? I might just be bringing it in for mind games. Ooh, you know, the psych out. bench swap him on, he's going to expect it, and then I bring something that does something completely different, you know, bench mind games. So yeah, anyway, I'm rambling. So, thank you very much for joining me, everyone. I hope you have enjoyed this video. I will leave all the links for my opponent and, of course, for the TBU down in the description below. So please make sure to check both of those out, because they're definitely worth a look. And that's about it, I think. Thank you for joining me. And I guess I'll see you guys next week. So take care of yourselves. And I will see you next time. Bye-bye.